It's my pleasure to welcome to the podium and back to the campus after a prolonged hiatus, our Dean, Dr. Joshua Holo.
Thank you, Richard. Welcome to the 42nd Culmination. It's my pleasure to offer my welcome to all of you today, and I bring greetings from the progressive congregation of Rio de Janeiro called ARI. Not that my mind is still on the sandy golden shores of Rio de Janeiro or anything like that, but it's my pleasure to be able to connect with our fellow progressive Jews around the world as we work for many of the same goals together through the World Union and the personal connections that we have across the hemisphere and the world. Today, if you will allow me to bend your ears for a moment, my thoughts go to our curriculum here at the Hebrew Union College and in the School of Jewish Nonprofit Management, particularly in relation to the fact that you have, depending how you slice it, you have at least two main thrusts to your education when you study here at the Hebrew Union College. One is professional training and academic professional training, and the other is traditional Judaic learning. And I think it is incumbent upon us to ask ourselves, why do you have to spend the time to learn the Judaica? I think we all know of extremely successful, effective Jewish nonprofit leaders who may have little or no formal Jewish academic training. So I think it's a fair question because of that. And I think the answer to the question lies in the nature of Judaism itself and the service that you will begin to render in the coming years and as you continue on the next stage of your studies here at the college. Judaism is itself a religion whose spirituality does not exist in a disembodied fashion. There is no relationship to God in Judaism that is also not a relationship to the Jewish people, to the land and the state of Israel, to the Hebrew language. We fulfill our partnership, our destiny with God in the organizations that realize these relationships in all of the directions. Our synagogues, our federations, our mutual aid societies. We are organized religion par excellence. And thus has it been for since the beginning of Judaism itself, since the first temple and before. We have built ourselves on our organizations and our institutions because these institutions reflect the complex of what it is to be Jewish, including spirituality and a relationship to God, but not only that. This depth to who we are, this multifacetedness to our being Jewish, is, of course, one of our great strengths. But it is also weakness insofar as there have always been individuals and movements within and without of the Jewish world that have been dissatisfied with the encumbrances of organized religion, of paying dues, of levying internal taxes, of organizing ourselves in ways that are grounded and practical and not always imbued with the purest or seemingly purest forms of spirituality. And this has caused frustration, splinter movements, schisms, conflict. I think herein lies your job, and herein lies the rationale for Judaica and professional training being interwoven with one another. Ideally, as you embark on the next stage of your training and your future professions, you should be able to wake up every morning knowing that every stamp you lick, every purchase order you write, both elevates you and grounds you in the way that the Jewish tradition demands that we be elevated by being grounded in our people and our common destiny. This is for yourselves going forward. For the Jewish community that you will serve, you must also be able to articulate to them how it is that these practical things, these things that cost money, these things that sometimes constrain us, demand of us, channel our energies in ways that are collective and don't always allow the most perfect individual expression. How these institutions that you will lead are indeed expressions of our partnership with God, because our partnership with God is located there. So, I congratulate you, and I wish you to go from strength to strength as you go to the next stage of your studies, in the hope that the Judaica and the professional learning will merge in your minds and in your practice as they have for the Jewish people for time immemorial. Thank you.